So today we're going to focus on the progression of multiplication. We're going to start with concrete representations, progress the students to pictorial, and then eventually abstract. We're going to use place value discs that are labeled with values on a blank place value chart because the discs are going to serve as the representation of the values that we're multiplying. And we're also going to use our whiteboards. These are great for fluency activities. They also engage the students in the learning. So the first thing we're going to do today is find the product of three groups of 2 10s and 3 1s. So we need to represent that number 23 on our place value chart. Where would we locate our ones?
Far right.
Far right. So that's where we're going to begin. How many ones are in the number 23?
3.
3. So let's represent our 3 1s. How many 10s do we have in that number 23?
2.
2. So let's represent our 2 10s. Now we know we want a total of 3 groups. We have one group here, so how many groups are we going to add to this?
2.
2. So let's add 2 more groups of 3 1s. And 2 more groups of 2 10s. So we're going to start on our ones, and we need to find the total number of ones that we have. What strategy can we use?
Skip count.
Skip count. Let's skip count by 3s to find our total number of ones. 3, 6, 9. So on the bottom of underneath our ones, we're going to write that equation of 3 times, which represents groups, of 3 1s.
And why would I skip count?
We want to skip count because that's the connection that we can make to 2nd grade and 3rd grade when we're building that multiplication fluency in students.
Okay.
So 3 copies of 3 1s gave us a total of how many, or product of how many ones?
9 ones.
9 1s. So underneath our 3 times 3 1s, we're going to write 9 1s. So we're going to come to our whiteboard and we're going to write a vertical multiplication equation. We're going to put our multiplicand on top because that's the number that we're multiplying. And we're not going to use this language with the kids, but just for your reference, for you to understand, we'll call them factors with the kids. We're going to understand that this is our multiplicand because this is the number we're multiplying. We're going to use this time symbol to represent our copies or groups of, and then our 3, our other factor, is actually our multiplier because we want 3 copies of 23. So we look at our place value chart and we have our concrete representation of 3 copies of 3 1s. What do we find our product to be?
9 ones.
9 1s. So we're going to write that number 9. And on side, because we're developing their understanding of partial products to multiply, we're going to represent it with that little equation of 3 times 3 1s. So now we can move to our 10s. Let's do the same and skip count by 10s to see how many 10s we have total.
2, 4, 6.
So we have 6 10s. So we want to make sure we write that multiplication equation, that 3 copies of 2 10s gives us a product of
6 10s.
6 10s. And we're going to use this understanding of 6 10s plus those 9 1s to get our product for 23 times 3. So we can come back to our place value, our algorithm, and we can say 3 copies of 2 10s gave us how many 10s?
6 10s.
6 10s. So 3 copies of 2 10s gave us 6 10s. And we know 6 10s in standard form is going to be what number? 60. So we're going to add that 60 to those 9 1s, those 6 10s, and make sure we're lining up our 1s and our 10s so we can add. So 9 and 0 is?
9.
9. 6, and we're not adding anything to that, is going to give us?
6.
So we still have 6 10s. So the product of 3 copies of 23 gives us a product of
69.
69. Any questions?
No.